Hi, I'm Drew Chilson.
And I'm Leanora Kennerly, and this is The Real Daily Tea.
Welcome to our podcast, where we talk about anything from lube to politics. So sit back, friends, and relax, because shit is about to get real.
Hope you enjoy this sweet serotonin as you are driving, sitting at your shitty job, or just chilling at home. This is the RDT.
Hey, all you RDT fans, this is Drew.
And this is Leanora.
And welcome to episode 4, where we are going to talk about a few different things. We're probably going to have just a little short episode this episode. Our first topic of the day is going to be iPhone versus Android.
And what team are you on?
Dun, dun, dun. Our second topic of the day is her body, her choice.
Yes,
you guessed it. We're talking about abortions.
So taboo.
And then our third topic of the day is going to be our reoccurring segment, How to Save the Planet, composting style.
Yes, you better compost, you sexy beast.
Composting. Yes.
Ooh.
Love it when you talk to me.
Save the planet.
Dirty manure. Organic material.
Ooh, organic.
Ooh, yes. So, topic number 1, iPhone versus Android. Leonora.
Yes.
First of all, tell the viewers, are you Android or iPhone?
I am iPhone right now.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
So that might be changing sometime soon? Or?
No. See, I always had Androids. But then I switched to the iPhone life, and I just feel I don't
iPhone life.
iPhone life. But I like how I can multi-FaceTime with my friends, and there's so many things I can do, but I'm not really good with technology, so I don't use my phone to its fullest, you know?
I can agree to that. I'm the same way. I used to have an Android as well. All my life. Always had an Android. Always was until I became a manager at the hotel that
We worked at.
that we worked at. I was like, you know what? I need to have an iPhone. Just Android, it's too incomplete. It's too choppy. I need something that's more smooth and well-rounded and has, like a well-rounded ecosystem.
Yes.
But ever since I got an iPhone, it's been not smoother, but just smoother. My life is happier.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with. I mean, it's not like the
choppy,
biggest
pixelated videos.
things.
Yeah.
Like, my Google not communicating with my text messages, not communicating. It's like the one thing I'll give Apple. The ecosystem is well rounded. Everything communicates together, and it communicates with others too. That's the part that I like too. It was easy to communicate with my friends, my family, my colleagues. There wasn't a disconnect. There wasn't, something that was hindering me from doing that. And I know it sounds weird.
It doesn't.
But
you can see if your man read your messages or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a well-rounded system, I guess. It's polished.
Yeah.
Android, I might get a little hate for this. Android what did you say?
It's a little incomplete.
It's a little incomplete, but Android is a pioneer.
Yeah.
Android pioneers technology, then Apple steals it, polishes it, and claims it as their own.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Face ID, Androids had face unlock way earlier than iPhones ever did. I think iPhones just got this last couple phones. Android had it back when I was in high school or junior high. They had face. I think the first phone came out with the face unlock, and I guess Apple doesn't want to release anything that's not polished and 100%. Android will release it,
that, though.
and when it's still buggy, still messed up, and not working properly. But I mean, I respect both.
I do too. The thing I really like about the iPhone is I like all the little cute features, like if I'm talking about something scandalous, I can send it to my friends in invisible ink. Or
Yes.
yeah, I love
All the
that.
little text message
Little they have effects.
reactions,
Yes.
effects,
The new update, you can actually reply to a
a
message. I
specific
saw
message, and
that.
that's really helpful in like
Group
group
messages.
chats where
Yeah.
it's like you're trying to reply, but you don't want to reply to the last message. You want to reply to
Mhm.
like something previously because you tuned out, or you're just now reading the messages. I
Yeah.
really like that feature.
I
I
do too.
really like the widgets, even though Android has literally always had them. Tim
Mhm.
Cook. Um. Anyway, I really love that iPhone has finally adopted widgets. That was my biggest pet peeve. The freaking wallpaper, the screen was so boring.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of squares everywhere.
Well, I still haven't updated mine because I don't
Oh
really
my
care or have
god.
the
You
time.
have to. You can
I
use
don't.
Face ID. I mean, not Face ID. You can FaceTime with somebody and still use your phone.
Oh, no, I can do that.
Well, then what do you mean you haven't updated your phone?
No, I'm saying, like, I haven't did all the cute little.
Oh, you haven't personalized it.
Yeah, because I don't have time and I don't really care, you know?
I get
Like,
it.
I just open my phone and go to whatever app I need,
I
you
have
know?
like motivational pictures on my screen.
See, I have a motivational app that I only look if I'm feeling motivated
Oh,
already.
well, like I have like this cute little pumpkin
Mhm.
widget on my front screen with like the time and the date,
Aw.
and then I have a little like motivational saying, and then I have another motivational saying and the weather on my second page. My third page, I have another motivational saying.
So you're
My
motivated on every
Yeah, I'm
screen.
motivated. Yeah, and then on my fourth page with all of my shopping apps, I have a widget that says "Keep calm and don't spend your money." It reminds me not to be a stupid bitch and be a shopaholic because, but I don't like to admit it. So I tell
First step,
myself
admitting you have a
I don't
problem.
have a problem. No,
Yeah. But I really like all the cute little things. Like I can group FaceTime. I thought that was awesome. Um,
it's a little buggy, but with
really for you?
connections, yeah,
Oh
or at
yeah,
least for
with
me,
connections.
it's like you can't see them and like they're very choppy. I think
Yeah.
we've got a little bit of bugging out to do with that one, but it's still a good idea.
Yeah, I really like it. And like I said, I like the invisible ink and you can slam it
You can
and
slam it. You get screen effects. The
mhm.
confetti. I don't know if Android has anything like that. I'm sure they do, but it's probably just for Android
Yeah, an
users.
app. Yeah.
I wish they would figure out how to push those through to Android. Those
Yeah.
effects
Mhm.
and
Like
things. I hate how one person in a group chat can turn it green. Like, get the hell out of here.
I know. And then okay, so as soon as you said that, you just reminded me of those people I don't like. So, those people are like, "Ugh, you have Android." I'm like that in my head, but I never say
I
it out
never say it.
loud.
No, I don't admit it
Yeah.
to the world,
But there's a
but
lot of
that's
people
me.
who will. Like there's people who'll be like, "Ugh, you have an Android."
Android.
And it's like
Mm.
your iPhone's so much better, but like in my head I'm like, "Yeah, the iPhone's
Yeah, I
much
was.
better."
Yeah, because like I
It's just
saw,
clean.
yeah, no, I saw something on Twitter and it was like capitalism really has y'all out here thinking the iPhone's better than any Android phone. And it got
Mhm.
me thinking like she made a bunch of points. I don't remember who posted it, but she was like, "You only think that our Androids are bad quality because your iPhones can't process our pictures." And I
Ooh.
was like, "Oh fuck. Like is that true?
Is
Like is
that
there truth to
true?
that?"
Mhm.
Like I've
Look up
never
the
actually
stats, look up the
played with an
stats.
Android to
Mhm.
like see how it looks on their screen, like like how their Snapchat videos or whatever look on their
Yeah.
screen. And I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. I know Apple's processors have always been, not always, but when I was into Android, they've always been behind Android's processors. Apple's have been.
Mhm.
Same with the cameras and everything like that.
Yeah.
Apple likes to refine,
Before
and
they
but
publish.
they did pioneer with the three camera thing, and then Samsung stole that.
Yeah. But I mean, is any idea really your own? Like
No, but I mean, if you're the first person to get it out in the
then
world,
you count as a
Apple owns it.
pioneer. Yeah. Um I really like, how do you say? I like how on the iPhone you can share your location without having to get an app to share your location, you know?
Yeah,
Um
it's really easy to just send your location through iMessage.
yeah, because pre-COVID when you're traveling, my best friends have my location. You have my location and I
I
tell
do.
you, "Hey, if you see me going somewhere I didn't tell you I was gonna go, like, please call my
Oh,
family."
911.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of safety features
Yeah.
along those lines.
The
Um,
SOS.
the SOS, I don't know if y'all noticed that. I never even knew that was a fucking thing until
Really?
like I put my phone, my car has like this little hole for your
Mhm.
phone. I guess my phone's a little bit too big because I have the big iPhone, and I
Mhm.
put it face down or like
On
top
the button.
down where the
Mhm.
button was hitting the side, and on my all of a sudden my phone was like whoop whoop whoop, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? And then basically, for y'all that don't know, if you repeatedly press your power button, it
Yes.
will send out an SOS, which sounds a loud alarm. It will call 911 and it will send a message with your location to your preset
Emergency
emergency
contact.
contacts, which I think is an amazing feature. I'm not sure if Android has anything like that, but iPhone does. They perfected it. I mean,
It's
it's helpful
awesome.
for anybody, anybody,
Mhm.
anybody, anybody. Especially like if you're incapacitated, you can't call 911. All you can do is touch your phone and just repeatedly call it.
Yeah.
You know, it'll automatically call 911. And you
And
literally have 3 seconds.
yeah.
It's 3 or 5 seconds to stop
Mhm.
calling 911, and
Before
10
it, like, goes
seconds
through.
or 8 seconds, I believe, to for it to stop sending the text message.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Another thing I really like about Apple, I know my mom's all Android, and she has, like, the Android watch or whatever,
Hmm.
that's like the Apple Watch, but I have the Apple Watch, and I think it's awesome, and my grandma, she actually has an Apple Watch, and she fell one time, and
Oh,
it
wow.
she had the one that where you fall, it alerts someone,
Oh, okay.
and so I
I didn't know
thought
if
that
that
was
worked.
amazing.
So
Yeah,
that does work. That's
it does
awesome.
work, and I I thought that's awesome. I don't know if Android does it, like, I never asked my mom, but I think that's a great
Hmm.
feature,
I
and
I do think it's a great. I think Apple has done a really good job of perfecting the Apple Watch in
mhm,
the sense that it can read for irregular heartbeats. I know it's not
yeah,
100%, but still, to those that can't afford a doctor's appointment for an EKG, or can't afford to even go to the doctor, i- it's not 100%, but it's better than nothing.
yeah,
You can even let someone else use it. Take it off your list and give it to them, and then it can check for an irregular heartbeat in them as well,
yeah,
and just it can check your heartbeat, and it will also send an alert if your heartbeat spikes. It'll be like,
mhm,
hey, are you okay? You've been having a resting heartbeat for a while, and now all of a sudden your heart's at like 180 beats per minute.
yeah,
Are you okay? The new one also can detect decibel levels. If a room is too loud, it'll tell you, hey,
it's gonna
this
hurt
is
you.
gonna hurt your ears. I
Yeah,
mean, it can tell you live as well.
mm,
It's got just a lot of little cool features.
yeah.
On top of being waterproof, definitely polished
See,
and perfected the Apple Watch.
I've never my husband, he'll, like, wash his hands and stuff with his Apple Watch, and it scares me, like, I always take my watch off before I wash my hands because I'm scared. I know that people say things are waterproof and then it's not, so I've never tested that out, um, but it's just because 'cause I'm scared, you know?
I've never submerged it.
Mhm.
I
But you've, like,
have.
gotten it wet.
I've gotten it wet. Like, I wash my hands with it, but I don't like. I push it up,
Yeah.
but sometimes it'll fall and it'll get wet. But if it gets really wet, I'll turn on the water mode and then turn it off, and then
Mhm.
I'll feel better.
Yeah, I do that whenever, because I like, of course, I like wearing my watch whenever I work out, and so
Right.
I used to go running a lot, and of course I sweat, and so my watch would be wet, and
Right.
so I thought the water feature was cool, and it's like do 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 do,
Right. It'll like
and
try to get the water out of the
yeah,
speakers and whatever.
so I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, they've definitely come a long way. Although Samsung is kind of enticing me to come back to Android. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
Like Loki, like Loki. That flippy phone looks real fucking
I
cool.
know. Did you see the new
I
like
know y'all are all
razor?
thinking it too.
I know, I know, but if y'all have any good, like, Android points that we missed, Let us know. Are you team Android? Are you team iPhone? Like why is that your team, you know? What do you rep?
And have you ever tried the other side?
Yes. Okay. I forgot to tell you. Okay, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Like,
We all know that.
yeah. So
Everybody knows. It's not a
there
secret.
there was I believe it was the Galaxy Note that was a Kylo Ren edition. And the
Really?
pin was red and it knew
No way. It like made a
yes,
noise every time you
it
took it
made a
out.
noise every time you took it
I
out.
never knew that.
Yes, and I really wanted it, but they were sold out. And I was really about to ditch the iPhone
This
because,
iPhone.
yes, because I was
Shit.
like, I need this, but they sold out. But I was so down. I wanted it so bad.
If they made
And
a Doctor Who one that made the noise of a sonic screwdriver when I took it out, I would switch too, girl.
if you know what, Samsung, you better cap that idea. You better make that Doctor
You want to
Who.
make a customer out of me? On my way.
Yeah, release some more Star Wars
Yeah.
phones, and I'll switch. I'll go back to the dark side.
Yeah. It made me think too. I don't know if anybody knows this. I don't know if you know this. I
Mhm.
know it's not on the topic of iPhones and Androids, but Kia releases Marvel vehicles.
Are you
I'm
serious?
dead ass. They have released Iron Man editions of their Kia Kona, and it like lights up blue. It's got like the software is all Iron Man.
Oh my.
It's like red and
Mhm.
gold and silver. It's like
Why have you not switched your car for that?
because I owe too much on my car right now. But yeah,
Get a second car.
it don't tempt me. Anyway, it's very much it's the coolest thing I didn't know it existed. And
You're
like I
gonna have
didn't
to
know
show me that.
yeah, I didn't know the Samsung made a Star Wars edition of a fucking phone.
Oh my god, yes, and it came with a cool case, and the back of the phone was it had I want to say it was the I can't think of the name, but the
The
actual
ship?
phone no, no, a ship.
Oh
Are you talking about the Millennium Falcon?
no, like a
No.
Death Star or a
No. I want to say
destroyer,
it was I can't remember, but there was a symbol on the actual phone, like on the phone.
like
And
the Resistance or the
yes,
whatever one of
yes,
those.
yes, yes, one of those. And when you took out it was neum, and it was red and the little bottom part was black like Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
That is so
And oh my god,
cool.
and so all this stuff it it was all Star Wars related, and it came with I think some awesome headphones. And oh man, I wanted it so
I
bad.
bet you can find it on eBay.
Don't tempt me.
See?
Me on eBay all night now.
I'll look for it.
Please.
I will. I'm the expert at finding stuff like that. I
Yes.
will find it.
But Android or iPhone, who are you?
Who are you? I've never seen you before.
Have you tried it? Have you dipped your toes in the water of the other one?
Mm, can't say I have.
Alrighty, so segment two, it's going to be a very, very controversial topic, but it is something I feel strongly about. So it is called Her Body, Her Choice. So, what we're going to talk about is should abortions be allowed? And I think that shouldn't even be a question.
Period.
It is her body and her choice.
Period.
And all you people that are like, well, it's against the religion.
It's
It's
against your religion.
exactly. So everybody just needs to let her decide what to do with her body.
Period.
And if y'all want to say, well, if you can't afford a baby, don't have sex. Sex feels good. People aren't not gonna have sex just because they don't want a fucking baby. Accidents happen. There's people out there who get pregnant with birth control, not just the pill. The IUDs that go in your arm, there's many girls who still get pregnant using IUDs, using condoms. There's always that percent chance. And if you're like, well, then it was a sign they should have been pregnant. No, no, it wasn't. They got pregnant accidentally. And they can either choose to be a parent or they can choose to abort it. It's just, it's not your body. It's not your choice. And I don't think old ass men should be talking about our rights with our fucking bodies. They don't have the women's reproductive organs. They don't have to deliver babies. They don't have that choice to make. All they do is have sex, ejaculate, and then decide if they want to be in the kid's life or not. They're not the ones who have to grow it, have to nurture it, have to be there every second of every hour. They're not. And therefore, it shouldn't be a question. And didn't this country get founded on separation between church and state? So why are
That's
we
another conversation.
exactly? So why are we trying to push an agenda of abortions should not be allowed because it's against your religion? Fucking abort that shit if you can't handle it. I'm just saying.
Well, I also wanted to bring up something that Pence mentioned in the vice presidential debate. I know that was last week, but he was like, they're trying to get uh, late term abortions all the way up until
Until the day it's born.
until the birth date.
Yeah.
That's not true. You cannot get an abortion after 16 weeks.
And a full-time birth is 40 weeks.
Exactly. Under Texas law, after 16 weeks, it has to be performed by a medical surgeon at an
Yes.
emergency situation in a hospital.
Yes.
It cannot be a baby cannot be voluntarily aborted more than 16 weeks. At
Yeah.
Planned Parenthood, anywhere that does an abortion clinic, anything like that, 16 weeks. An average pregnancy is 37 to 42 weeks. That was
Exactly.
just false.
Mhm. And it's I know I know people are tired of hearing this, but especially rape victims.
Rape victims,
People
especially.
exactly, because it's people use the argument, well, it's not the baby's fault you were raped. Yeah, but every time, in my opinion, if I got pregnant from being raped, every time I saw that baby, it'd be a reminder.
Right. That baby's
And
not gonna grow up to be loved. It's gonna be I'm sorry, but
exactly.
it'll be resented. The
Yeah,
baby's
because
not
it's
gonna have a
just a
good life.
reminder.
If the mother will probably give it away anyway. It'll
Mhm.
be in the
Foster
stuck in
care
foster
system.
care. And let's talk about that. All you fucking
Yeah.
pro life people. But
Take
what about adoption centers? What about how all of the foster centers are full as hell? But then y'all want to be like, oh, but life, pro life,
exactly. Y'all are over here
babies have emotions and
exactly. Y'all are over here saying just send them to be adopted. Are y'all adopting kids?
are you adopting?
Exactly. Are
No,
you
you're
a
not, Karen.
mhm. And then if you aren't, it's from a foreign country so you can brag how you saved a little baby from Taiwan. You need to keep your 2 cents about somebody else's body to yourself. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I respect that, but not to the point where you're trying to abolish laws on women's rights to their own body.
Exactly.
And I think it's just absolutely ridiculous and astonishing. We are having this conversation over. I'm astonished that this is even
It's still a
is a
thing.
conversation.
I'm astonished, especially like when you have to get permission from the father.
I know. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you know women get their tubes tied sometimes, right? When
Right.
they're like, "Okay, I'm done with kids." My friend was 22 and she had 4 kids, right? And she wanted to get her tubes tied after her 4th kid and they were like, "No, you're too young." And she's like, "I'm done." And they're like, "Well, are you married?" And she was like, "No." And they're like, "Well, you either need your husband's permission or you got to wait till you're older." And she's like, I have 4 kids. I don't want any more. And they would not let her. And I think
Wow,
that's so stupid. And
that's ridiculous.
you have to have like a certain amount of kids, or you have to be a certain age, or you have to get permission to do something to your own body. And there's so many women who, I know somebody who has cancer cells on their ovaries. So they just want to get a hysterectomy. You know what a hysterectomy is,
Yeah,
right?
they remove the uterus.
Yeah. Well, I'm only asking because I just learned this a couple of years ago. I didn't know hysterectomies were a thing.
Hmm.
And um she has cancerous cells, and she was like, "Okay, well, I decided I want a hysterectomy because I'm not trying to have cancer." And they told her no because she has no kids and she's unmarried and she's too young.
Wow.
So they're like, "I don't give a fuck if you have cancer. You have to wait till you're older to make that decision." Like,
This is why we fight.
exactly.
This is why the Supreme Court nomination is such a large topic right now
Mhm.
because with a majority conservative Supreme Court,
Mhm.
they will overturn every
Roe v.
single.
Wade.
They will overturn Roe v. Wade. They will overturn LGBT right to marry.
Mhm.
A- And people are like, "Oh no, they won't. No, they won't." Go check the GOP's 2020
Agenda.
guidelines and their future on their website.
Mhm.
It defines marriage as a man and a wife, and that you know LGBT marriage is unconstitutional. It says it right in the GOP handbook.
Yep.
But people are like, no, they can't overturn that.
And you see, what makes me so mad, honestly, it just infuriates me, is we're fighting over basic rights. You
Basic
know?
rights, yeah.
Basic rights.
This is
Like,
basic stuff. This is like
it's
preschool rights.
yeah, people want to argue, well, how are you going to let the gays get married? I can marry my fucking dog. No, nobody's going to let you marry a dog that can't. Like, fucking, a dog's not going to consent to marrying your weird ass. Like,
Exactly.
two adults in a relationship are allowed to get married. Man, woman, whatever, non binary, you want to get married, you should be able to get married to another human being. Obviously, you're not going to marry a stapler. Obviously, you're not going to marry a cow. Like, use common sense. And people right now are really talking about defunding Planned Parenthood. And they're like, Planned Parenthood is an abortion factory. But there's so many other things that Planned Parenthood does. Um, Drew, can you tell me some things that Planned Parenthood does besides abortions?
I sure can. The statement that Planned Parenthood is awful and only does abortions is false. Planned Parenthood is just basically like a health clinic for geared towards literally the name Planned Parenthood. They do
Exactly.
STD and HIV testing and treatment. They give out birth control. They screen for cancer like breast cancer, cervical, testicular, prostate cancers. They do
Mhm.
pap tests and well woman exams. They give out vaccines. They give out PrEP and PEP medications to prevent HIV. They offer pregnancy services and prenatal care.
Exactly.
They also have transgender health services,
Mhm.
including HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. They also offer vasectomy and other sterilization services and condoms and a lot more. That's just a
That's
little
just mhm.
fraction of what they do. It's just basically a health clinic and it gets a bad rap because they also do abortions.
Exactly. And we know what happens when you ban abortion. People do it themselves. And that's how a lot of people die, and that's how a lot of people get infections. So don't take away a person's right to medical care that they are requesting.
Exactly.
It's nobody's business what you do with your body. And like Drew said, Planned Parenthood tests you for breast cancer, for cervical cancer, for testicular cancer, and prostate cancer, and those are all life threatening. And HIV is life threatening. There's a lot of sexually transmitted diseases that it's not, you should never ever be ashamed to go get tested. do your part in protecting your own body, you know?
Let's talk about that. When
Yeah.
was the last time you were STD tested? Listening. Just I mean, you don't have to say it out loud.
Yeah, because
But
we
think
can't
about it.
hear you,
When
but
was the last time you went? Has it been more than 3 months? More than 6 months?
do
Has it
you
been a
have
year?
multiple partners?
Have
Even
you
if
ever
you
been?
Yeah.
Right, do you have multiple partners?
But there's sometimes okay, so my OBGYN, she knows I'm married, but she still asks me every time I go in if I want to be STD checked. And I say yes. I know I'm with one person and I know my husband's just with me, but there's always a chance. What if I don't want to put any negative thoughts in your head, but what if they go out with somebody one night, get drunk, accidentally give you chlamydia, and you would never know if you didn't. So even if you're married, I encourage you to go get STD tested.
Exactly. Even if you're in a committed relationship,
Yeah,
you never know.
exactly. Just be safe, and it's not nothing to be embarrassed about. And
I if you're I mean, do it together. If you're in a committed
mhm,
relationship, "Hey, babe, let's go get tested."
yeah. And like if let's
Make it a
say
routine thing.
yeah, to
Because,
be safe.
especially in women, sometimes it lies dormant. Sometimes it takes a while to show up in tests.
Yeah. And it can
So
cause infertility if it goes untreated
exactly.
for too long.
Nothing bad can come out of going to get tested. Unless you find out your man was cheating on you, then that's a different story. But go get tested if you haven't been tested. You should be getting tested every 3 to 6 months.
Yes, and Planned Parenthood offers it. So, come on guys, there's no reason to defund Planned Parenthood.
No
They
reason.
offer so many resources and so many it's a safe place for a lot of people. A lot of girls who are sexually active, whose parents won't allow them to get birth control, they can get birth control there. A lot of girls, birth control can help regulate their hormones. It's not just to not get pregnant. It regulates your hormones and fixes your internal body. And a lot of people don't pay attention to that, you know? And you said something they also offer prep.
PrEP and PEP.
What is that?
PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's basically a preventative drug for HIV.
Mm,
It's widely used in the gay community, although it's not just for gay people. I mean, anybody can get HIV
HIV,
and
yeah.
AIDS. Um, and there's two different brands, Truvada and there's another one. I can't think of the name right now, but there are two now. Truvada is
Mhm.
the most widely used one, and it is a preventative drug for HIV. You take it daily. You get checkups every 3 months to make sure
You're good?
you're good, your kidney function, liver, and everything is doing great. And it's I believe it's 99% effective against preventing HIV when you have an
Awesome.
exposure. PEP is post-exposure prophylaxis. It provides
Like
protection after
antibiotics.
a potential exposure, after a potential rape, after potential exposure to somebody that uh, you had a partner that didn't disclose they had HIV at the time or didn't know.
Mhm.
It's not gonna harm you if you didn't have if you didn't have relations with somebody that wasn't HIV positive. If you
Mhm.
just don't know, you had a crazy one night stand, getting PEP does not hurt. I mean,
Exactly.
if you could have taken it and you before you knew, and you find out later that God forbid that happens to you,
Mhm.
it doesn't hurt to take a round of PEP. I've taken a round of PEP. It's the 30-day. You take it for 28 days, um, and you just
Go with the flow.
go with it. I mean, it's just a drug to help prevent HIV, in which we're all trying to prevent.
Yeah, and isn't that's life threatening too.
It
It
is
takes
life
a lot of
threatening.
lives in the gay community.
I know it's not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah.
We've developed Truvada and the other drug, so it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still out there. It's still
Yeah.
something to think about, something that is still threatening the community,
Mhm.
because it is hard to even find a doctor that will prescribe it.
Mhm.
A lot don't know about it. A lot don't
Educate
educate
themselves.
themselves on to prescribe it. A lot more do now. Like I said before in a previous episode, Legacy Community Health here in Houston is one of the best ones, that would provide it for you. You can also get it online, although
Yeah.
I don't recommend online because the lab testing is not always going to be accurate,
Mhm.
and it's not always going to be the cheapest option.
Yeah.
But you can go to nurx.com, nurx.com, and request prep to be mailed to you. But I would suggest always see a physician that could see you face to face. And they also offer counseling at Legacy Community Health. They're just all around good facility to attend.
That's awesome. And then if y'all guys have any questions on resources for Planned Parenthood or on PrEP and PEP, and you can always email us, always reach out. Don't be afraid, don't be embarrassed. We're friends here, you know? And I genuinely mean that. I know before you get in, well, I've never had an abortion, just to clarify this, but I know before you have an abortion, they do have you see a counselor and they talk to you before you do it, you know, because they don't want to do the abortion and then you come back a day later and you're like, what have I done? You know? And so I know Planned Parenthood does offer counseling. And remember, guys, it's especially if you're having sex with multiple partners, condoms are always, always really good because they will help protect you from STDs and what is it, STIs and
Same
yeah, just
thing. Yeah,
just
condoms,
be
condoms,
safe.
condoms. We know it feels better without, but condoms, condoms, condoms.
Yes, especially if you're seeing multiple
Especially with
partners.
multiple partners.
Yes, just be considerate to everybody, you know?
Of
And
course.
I know this was a really taboo topic, but I just really feel, especially with everything going on right now with the Supreme Court and elections, it is something that needs to be talked about.
And it's important to educate yourself.
Yeah.
There's one last thing I wanted to note. If you're an Amazon shopper, I know this doesn't seem related, but there is a co-sponsor website of Amazon called AmazonSmile.com, in
Hmm.
which you can give part of your proceeds to a charity of your choosing. Um, and Amazon will donate a percentage of your purchases to that charity every time you make a purchase. And they'll regularly update you, hey, this amount was donated on your behalf, or this is what was donated yearly or last month. And I have chosen Planned Parenthood, the one here in Houston.
Wow.
And so every purchase that I make, a percentage of that is going towards Planned Parenthood. So it makes me feel better as a um,
Human being.
undefined shopaholic. It makes me feel a little bit better
Yeah.
about my impulse purchases. But that is something that you can do to give back.
Yeah, and just there's no honestly, coming from my whole heart and with all the love in the world, there's no reason to push your beliefs and your religion and your righteousness on somebody else because of their choice. It is their body, it is their choice, and this should not even be up for discussion.
Exactly.
So remember that next time you want to be an asshole.
Period. All right, you guys, welcome to our favorite topic of every episode. How can I save the planet?
Whoop whoop.
This time we're talking about composting.
Ooh, say it
Ooh,
again.
composting.
Ooh, say it again.
Composting.
Yes.
All right, you guys, according to eartheasy.com, composting can divert up to 30% of household waste away from landfills, which is amazing because I learned when organic material is thrown away at a landfill, it lacks the air needed to decompose quickly, so it creates harmful methane gas, leading to climate change and global
Ooh.
warming. I did not know that, but when you think about it, all those trash bags compiled on top of each other, sealed bags with sealed organic matter, building up gas and eventually releasing into the atmosphere, it's not the greatest thing.
No, that's crazy. Um,
So it's kind of made me want to start composting.
yeah, for sure.
um,
Yeah.
the website then goes on to list some how tos. Uh, Leah, do you want to list those how tos?
Alrighty. So, how to? It's best to start with bare soil. You can get soil from anywhere, or you could just dig, and you
Right,
got
just dig away the
soil.
grass.
Yeah, just pull the grass out, and you got soil right there. Two, lay twigs or straw to provide drainage and aeration. Step three, layer compost, alternating wet and dry compost.
So that's gonna be your organic material, your
Banana peels,
stuff
apple
like that,
cores.
alternating it with wood chips or grass
Mm-hmm.
cuttings and stuff like that.
Yeah. And just be sure you're layering it. And then number four is add manure. If those of you who don't know what manure is, it's just Google it. Google's your best friend. But basically, if you have a dog or like, I think cats is like toxic, isn't it?
Dogs and cats.
Oh, they're
You
both
cannot.
toxic.
Yeah, if we keep
Oh.
reading, the dogs and cats. But it's manure, you can get it from Lowe's, Home Depot.
Yeah.
It's just a
Or
bag
if
of
you have
soil
cows.
mixed with cow poop.
Yeah.
So step five, Leah.
Sorry. My bad. See, we're learning together. Step 5 is cover with wood or plastic. And then number 6 is keep moist and turn it every few weeks. You can also purchase a composter.
Which would make it easier and a
Yeah.
little bit more controllable. They do
Yeah.
make composters where you just like put it in this little bin and spin the wheel to turn it in. So that's kind of like a mini compost
Yeah.
if you don't want to go full blown
My
because they do smell.
Well, see, growing up, I know I keep bringing up my great grandpa, um, but he in his backyard we had chickens and we had everything, and so he always had this little pile by the shed, and I would see him like go take the corn cobs and apple cores and like all the composting material and just throw it in this pile and then throw straw on top of it. And I was like, what is this man doing? you know? And he would
He's composting.
I know that now. Before I was like, that's not the trash can. And I would see him with his pitchfork in the backyard just like turning it and stuff and he was really big on plants and everything. And compost soil is actually super good for your plants.
It
Did you know
is
that?
super good for your plants. If you are a gardener, that's
Mhm.
one of the main reasons to compost. Other than reducing your waste, you can then reuse the compost in your
Mhm.
flower beds, in your gardens, your vegetable gardens, and it's healthy alternative to bagged and very nutrient and good for your plants. Um, we have a few things to note not to compost. A few of these did surprise me. So we have meat, bones, and fish. They will definitely attract pests, armadillos, um, different kinds of things. Cats will get into it, and it's not
Yeah.
going to be pretty. Weeds or diseased plants, because the disease will then spread to the rest of the compost pile.
Mhm.
Dog and cat poop, because these might contain diseases that may then contaminate the compost, especially if you're going to use it for a garden. That's one of the things you don't want to put in there. If you're not
Yeah.
going to use it for a garden, doesn't really matter. Throw whatever you want. Um, banana peels, peach peels, and orange rinds. Actually,
Really?
they tell you do not put them in there as they will most likely, if you bought them from the grocery store, contain pesticides that will then contaminate
Oh.
your compost pile and it won't make it usable for
Gardening.
gardening. If you're not going to use it for gardening, throw whatever you want in there. But
Mhm.
if you're going to be using it for gardening, keep those things in mind. They do have harmful pesticides in them that will then poison your plants and then
Yeah.
not be pretty. Um, yeah, so those things should be kept out if you are planning to use the soil to garden with.
Yeah, and this is our favorite segment because we do want to do everything we can in our power to help save the earth. We only have a limited time to help prevent it before it's all on fire. So,
Doomsday.
yeah. So just, everybody do your part. Saving the planet is sexy.
Yes, it is.
um, Remember, compost. And if you're a gardener, compost is better than bag soil.
It
And
is.
I think on our previous episode, we talked about recycling, and you cannot recycle those plastic soil bags.
Nope.
So, compost is
Composting is
where to
key.
go.
Where to go.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, guys. So this is going to conclude our episode 4. I hope you enjoyed it. I know there was some aggressive topics, but we just want to remind everybody in Texas, voting until October 30th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., including weekends. So go to vote.com to be sure you're registered.
.org.
Oh, see, that's why we have each other. Vote.org to see if you are registered and your nearest polling station, and wear your mask.
Be careful. And just wanted to highlight again, we do have a new email. It's therealdailytea@gmail.com. Email us your submissions, your requests, your dirty little secrets. Anything you want us to talk about, we will cover it in upcoming episodes. We also have a new Instagram and a Twitter that are also at the real Daily Tea. So we will be posting updates on new episodes. So stay tuned to that and give us a follow. Also, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on whatever streaming platform you're on. We would greatly appreciate it. We love all of you guys.
Share us with your friends.
Share us with your friends. You know, we're trying to get out there, spread the word.
Yes.
I hope you like us. We love you guys.
And I just want to reiterate real quick. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. These are just ours, you know? So go vote, wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe.
We'll talk to you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.